There is a new important development in the case between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, CC. It may be one of the most important changes in the case so far. If you've been paying attention, you already know about this case. The whole cryptocurrency market is shaking because of something big going on in the world of XRP right now. Has been going on since late 2020, with both sides fighting about whether XRP should be seen as a security or not. Today, though, something changed. A new court ruling or legal filing was made public, which shocked people in the XRP community. This is a time you need to pay attention, whether you own XRP or are just enjoying the show. The market has been very upset by this latest news, and the price of XRP has changed very quickly. Analysts and investors are rushing to figure out what it all means, but one thing is for sure. This isn't just noise. This is a real event with important consequences, and it could be the moment that decides the future of XRP. Paul, it's a big event that could either bring XRP closer to full regulatory clarity or throw it into yet another round of legal uncertainty. This news could affect your investment and trust in XRP going forward if you own it. People have been asking for months when this case will end, if Ripple will win, and if XRP will finally be accepted as a not enough safety. With this important update, we're closer than ever to getting answers to these questions that have been bothering people in the crypto space for a long time. This could mean a big change in how the U.S. controls the sector going forward. It's not just Ripple, it's the whole business. XRP is at the center of it all, so let's look at what it all means. Exactly what took place in the SEC case. To fully understand what this shocking news means and why the market is reacting so strongly, we need to take a quick look back at the SEC versus Ripple case. The case began in December 2020 when the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission sued Ripple Labs. They said that XRP was an unregistered investment and that XRP was one of the most valuable cryptocurrencies at the time. But this case made people wonder what would happen to it in the future. When exchanges started taking XRP off of their lists, buyers got scared and the price dropped very quickly. Ripple sold it without getting permission from the right authorities, which sent shockwaves through the Bitcoin world right away. The result was a long court case that has been going on for, is XRP a security? That has been the main question in the case for more than 3 years. The SEC says that Ripple sold XRP as a security, which means that it should have been listed like a stock or bond. Ripple, on the other hand, says that XRP is a digital currency like Bitcoin or Ethereum and not a security. This fight has turned into one of the most important court decisions in the history of cryptocurrencies because the outcome could change how all cryptocurrencies are treated by U.S. law. There have been strong cases on both sides over the past few years. A lot of well-known lawyers, blockchain coders, and even lawmakers have backed Ripple, saying that the SEC's plan is unfair and out of date. Besides that, Ripple has said that the SEC businesses could not stay in compliance because they were never given clear instructions on how to handle digital assets. Several important decisions have been made along the way. One big win for Ripple was when a judge said that XRP sold on secondary markets like exchange was not an asset. This was great news for people who own XRP, and the price went up after the news came out. However, the case has been fully solved as of right now, but this new information has changed its course again. Before we talk about the latest news, remember that this case isn't just about Ripple. It's also about how the U.S. government will regulate cryptocurrencies in the future. The decision in this case will set a standard for all projects. It looks like we are now one step closer to a big turning point in space. Now, let's look at what this new update is and why it's making people in the cryptocurrency and XRP groups so excited. What is this big news that everyone is talking about? A new court record came out not long ago that could make a big difference in the According to court documents and accounts from insiders, the judge in the SEC v's Ripple case has either hinted at or made a new decision that strongly favors Ripple, though the details are still being worked out. There is no doubt that this is not a small change. It is a big step that could help settle the case. One of the most important points if it turns out to be true, the judge's strong opinion on how XRP should be handled when sold on secondary markets could back up the earlier decision that XRP is not a security when traded on cryptocurrency exchanges. What this means is very important because it means that the average person buying XRP is not involved in an illegal stocks transaction, giving exchanges the go-ahead to relist XRP without worrying about legal problems. Some exchanges are already getting ready for this to happen. Also, the most recent filing may include hard dates for the last parts of the case, like a summary judgment or a possible settlement window. Lawyers who have been closely watching the case say that a new report says the court is making progress in solving the problem. This means we are no longer in the dark, and the end of this legal fight may be closer than anyone thought. The market reacted quickly and strongly. Almost as soon as the update came out, trade volume went up, social media went crazy, and the cryptocurrency world came to a standstill, started to buzz. Investors see this as a clear sign that Ripple is making progress and that XRP may soon be able to get past the doubt that has been holding it back for years. If Ripple wins, even if it's only partly, it will send a strong message to everyone in the Bitcoin market, not just people who own XRP. Now that we've looked at the latest news and it looks like the court is siding with Ripple, let's talk about what this change means for XRP in the short and long run. In the short run, this event may greatly boost investor confidence when there is people feel safer having or buying something when there's clarity, especially from a judge in a case this important. That's what we're seeing with XRP right now. The price reacted right away, and if this momentum continues, XRP may go past key resistance levels. Traders are already watching for breakouts. If more exchanges decide it's safe to relist, the amount of XRP traded could go through the roof. This would mean that big investors and cryptocurrency investors would have easier access to liquidity and be more interested in the currency. After this update, Ripple XRP should get a clear legal gain or a good settlement. This will remove the uncertainty that has been holding them back, letting them keep growing their business across the US without having to worry about ongoing legal pressure. But the long term is where the real fun is. Way to give people more freedom to use XRP in new banking services and goods. Think about it.